Composing a new email in Gmail is as simple as clicking on the Compose button. When you hit that button, there's your new message window. You can start to type the address of a person, and anyone in the @homedaleschools.org domain is going to start to show up in your list here. And if you're not sure exactly how to spell a name, you can spell the parts that you're sure of, and it will start to pull up anybody whose name sort of kind of matches that address. So even if you don't know how to spell Tatro, you can find them in your address book pretty easily. If you want to add a CC, carbon copy, or if you want to add a BCC, it's as simple as clicking on the links on the side, adding your subject, as easy as clicking in the subject box, typing the subject of the email. Type your message. If you've got a signature set up, it'll automatically be inserted. When you're done typing up your message, it's as easy as hitting send. If you want to have a larger window, when you click Compose, you can use the pop-out button over here, and if you click just the double arrows, it makes it a full screen message, makes it real large, and it gives you the little message the first time to say, hey, this is what you're doing. And if you want to make it its own separate window instead of being embedded within the larger Gmail window, hold the Shift key down while you click the arrow, and it pops it out into its own separate window that you can drag around. So that if you wanted to be able to insert stuff by dragging it and dropping it, you can do that. And that's all you need in order to make your own Gmail message. It's also important to note that Google is going to autosave most of the things you do. For example, when you start to write an email message, it's going to immediately start to save a draft. Now you'll notice over here on the side I've got 4 drafts that are currently in production. As I start to type this, it's going to save that as a draft for me. So even unless I discard this draft, it's going to be saved. Been discarded. I can also undo that. You'll see the number of drafts just went from 4 to 3. That's because I got rid of the draft I was working on. So there's some previous drafts of emails that never got sent over here that I can go back into and work on if I wanted to. I can also discard those drafts if I don't need them. So right now, drafts, there are none being saved. If I start to compose a new email, as soon as I start to compose in this window, there is my draft being saved. Just kidding, just kidding. So if I decide to close this, I can always come back to it later and keep typing. So until I actually hit the send button, this email is going to be saved as a draft. And if I decide I don't need the draft after all, and I don't want to send it, I can click on the box, I can do discard draft, and it is gone. That simple, that easy.